Don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say I didn't tell you. I called it from the beginning. I said Soto would be a Met. This was so obvious. This was as clear as day that he would be a Met. Because all Juan Soto cared about in the end was the money. And you know what team offered him the most money? To no one's surprise, to no one's shock? Steve Cohen did. The guy with the most money in Major League Baseball. The guy with the most money in sports. Of course he ended up with the most expensive contract in sports history. This shouldn't surprise anyone. This should not surprise a single person. And I'm trying to sit here. I'm trying to draw any positives to this. I'm trying to cope with this, to have any certain amount of a copium here. That's not happening. That's not happening. And I've already got Mets fans. I've already got, screw you. Screw you, Mets fans. Listen, I'm not rooting for your downfall. I don't think that you guys should lose. I mean, listen, I'm not rooting for your downfall. I'm not. You guys made the most money offer, whatever. I'm losing. Let me just take a step back. Let me take a step back. Congratulations to all Mets fans. I envy you. I envy you. You have a generational player for the next 15 years, maybe 6 or 5. Apparently 5 years is the opt-out. There's no deferred money, and I don't know. This is a lot of money. This is an overpay, of course, and if the Yankees signed him as well, it would have been an overpay as well. I know. Thank you, Jake Moses Moody. I know. Listen, this should not surprise anyone. It should not. And it was just reported by John Heyman, who listen, you could call him out. I mean, he may be getting paid by Scott Boras. I'm not someone to comment on that, whether it's true or false. He had the Yankees offer, so he does have a connection with Scott Boras. The Yankees offer 16 years for $765. So one more year. I can't do the math that quickly on me, but around $5 million less per year. And Juan Soto chose to go to the Mets. They pitched him. They came through. Congratulations to David Stearns. Congratulations to Steve Cohen. Congratulations again to all Mets fans out there. I don't know what else you want me to say. You want me to sit here and bitch and moan and bitch and bitch? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm upset. This hurts. This hurts deep down. Because not only have I suffered through perhaps the worst Giants season of my entire life and covering the team with how much I talk about them and how I watch every single game now because I have to, because I do a podcast on them. Shameless plug. But I have to suffer through that. And now this. I tweeted this, and I stand by this. If the Knicks do not win a championship in this, whatever window they have over the next 4 years, I'm done. I am done. You will never see Bryce Gelman again. It's over. Part of whatever, like the Mets prediction that I came up with, I really believed it. But part of it was a reverse jinx attempt. Usually that works. Usually it works. I thought Kamala was going to win the election. I was dead set on that. That didn't happen. And that was not an attempt at a reverse jinx. I just genuinely thought it was going to happen. And this is not to get into politics. I just thought she'd win. I thought the Mets would get her. Would get it. And they got him. You never know. With these reverse jinxes. I don't know. I'm getting comments in here. Listen. I get it. I understand. You take your victory lap, Mets fans. I'm not here to shame you. I'm not here to complain and again bitch and moan and say this is a terrible deal. You overpaid. Yeah, you overpaid. You know it. Every Mets fan out there understands. But that's what it required to get Juan Soto in a Mets uniform. And, Hal Steinbrenner, for whatever reason, didn't want to come near that contract. He offered an extra. This screams Yoshinobu Yamamoto, in which the Yankees offered to get an extra year or two, and he chose to take the less total amount of money for more money per year. Juan Soto, all he cared about was the money. That's all he cared about in the end. Congratulations to him. He gets the biggest contract in sports history. He deserves it. He deserves it. And this sucks. This really sucks. This really, really effing sucks. It's now the Yankees have to pivot. And who do you pivot to? Who's out there? You're getting Christian Walker. You're getting Christian Walker. You're getting Alex Bregman. Well, what does that give you? 2 righties in the lineup. You're gonna get Murakami, however you pronounce his name, the Japanese guy, the lefty. That's your that's your only hope at this point for a lefty bat. Because we saw what the Yankees were able to accomplish last year when they finally added a good lefty bat in the lineup. They made the freaking World Series, which they blew in humiliating fashion. Humiliating. I can't even speak. Listen. This is tough. This is tough. They blew it in humiliating fashion. We all saw it. We all witnessed what happened there. It's the closest the Yankees have come to a World Series since 2009. First time they've made a World Series since 2009. And they blew it. And guess what? They won't be making it anytime soon. That's it. And James says, Sasaki, I meant the lefty first baseman that's coming out of Japan next year. Murakami, I believe his name is. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you're out there and you know his name. I'm just assuming the Dodgers are going to get him. At this point, that's just how it feels. Guys, I want to sit here and reason with you and tell you that everything's going to be okay, and that as a Yankee fan, we'll have something to look forward to. But by God, we do not have anything. We don't. This was it. This was it. I don't hate Hal Steinbrenner for not matching that money. He put in a competitive offer. What I do hate is the idea that he didn't get him. Like, it was either getting Soto, and this is what I said, because I had a feeling that he wasn't going to be a Yankee forever. When you give up, a potential, if they held on to Michael King, he'd be the number 2 starter in the rotation. Higgy would be the backup catcher, and they gave up a bunch of other guys in that deal too. You make that deal with the knowledge that you are going to re-sign Juan Soto, whatever it takes. And the Yankees ultimately decided that where Steve Cohen was not where they were willing to go. And that's that. And now the Yankees have to pivot again. I'm pissed. I'm pissed. Listen, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this. Leave a comment down below, no matter where you're watching. I'm assuming this is all on X because I don't get any viewers on YouTube. But I'm Bryce Gelman, and I'm, as you could tell by the title, as you could tell by my dejected look on my face, reacting to Juan Soto signing with the Mets, something that I predicted over the course of the last week. I tweeted about it. I talked about it just 4 hours ago on a live stream with my good friend Gabe Herbs. I knew this was coming. I did. Again, part of it was a reverse jinx attempt, but I think deep down I always had the feeling, the sentiment that Soto would be a Met. And now here we are. At 10:30 on a Sunday night, after another pathetic Giants loss, the Yankees just lost out on generational talent Juan Soto, who they only had for one stinking year. 1 year. The ultimate rental. And now that lineup looks a lot more barren. It looks a lot more pathetic. It looks a lot more beatable, even in what could be considered a pretty weak American League. So where the hell do they pivot? Where do they go? I honestly couldn't tell you. I couldn't. Do you wait for Kyle Tucker next year? Do you sign Alex Bregman this offseason? Do you go to Christian Walker? I think they sign Walker either way. I mean, maybe they'll get Burns. I don't know. Maybe this is Hal's villain arc. I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna find out a lot more in the next week. But man, I'm pretty upset, and I'm sure a lot of other Yankee fans out there are just as upset at me as me, if not more upset. This has been a brutal process. Brutal. And obviously didn't end up in the way that it did. And now I'm looking at a picture of unbelievable. I'm looking at a picture of that Donovan Mitchell just posted on Twitter. God, I want to shoot myself. Of Juan Soto on FaceTime with Donovan Mitchell. I hope the Cavs lose in the first round. That's unbelievable. That's just, oh my God. I'm going to have to end this. Not my life. I mean, that comes after when the Yankees flame out and don't make the playoffs. Because now, guess what? Your playoff hopes and dreams rest on the shoulders of known generational postseason choker Aaron Judge. That's your guy. You don't have Juan Soto anymore. Like, that was so much fun while it lasted. And I held that hope that the Yankees would get him. I really did. The fever dream is what it could be characterized as. The 1 year fever dream of Juan Soto and pinstripes. The most, I don't know. It was such an exhilarating feeling getting him in the first place and then watching him in that first game as a Yankee. And then of course, now that is like a distant feeling. I mean, that I will never feel that again. I don't think as a baseball fan. Listen, I we'll be talking more and more about this as the days go on here. I'd like to go and jump off my balcony, but I think cooler heads will prevail. I need to hear something more from Jack Curry. I need some copium here, and that we have not gotten. I can't look at that picture of Soto and Donovan Mitchell on FaceTime. Enjoy Cleveland, buddy. Enjoy Evan Mobley not reaching his full potential and you guys not making the conference finals again. Enjoy. Congratulations. All right. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. If I didn't have dreams of a broadcasting career, I'd be cursing up a storm. Just letting you know. I'm holding him back here. Wow, we got Tim Tebow. Amazing. He says pain. Yeah. Yeah, it's pain. Pain, suffering, misery. You name it. You name it. Unbelievable, man. Unfreaking believable. I'm switching this. I like this. Yeah, that looks better. Let me know what you have to say. I mean, listen. I'm gonna stay on here another 5 minutes or so. I was gonna end it, but I'm gonna keep going here. Leave a comment down below. I'll put your comment up, and we'll talk about this. We'll process this. We'll discuss it as the days go on. But you know what? Fuck this. This is a fucking joke. I don't give a shit. I don't care anymore. Hopefully my grandpa isn't watching. We get Drew. He says, it's all good. He's a bum anyway. Yeah, exactly. He's terrible. What a mess. Good thing he sucked in New York. Good thing we know he can't handle the pressure of being in New York. That was the other thing about this. That's why I really, really wanted Hal to just break the bank on him. You had 2 generational stars. Only one of them was good in the postseason. And listen, I say it all the time, and people get mad at me. And this is not me saying that I'm a Mets fan now, but I like the Mets. I may not like them as much anymore after this because there hasn't been anything like this in the history of their rivalry. Either way, this is just not. It's not good. And I better see Hal Steinbrenner get every single available person on the open market. But there's no Juan Soto. Juan Soto's off the board, and all the chips will fall how they fall now. But what we do know is that Juan Soto is not going to be Yankee. And listen, I don't hate Juan Soto. I think he's an idiot. If the money was that close, I can't understand for the life of me wanting a few extra $1 million per year when the money was that close. When you were breaking the record in sports history either way. All that BS about him liking being a Yankee, his dad, everyone else in his family really enjoying him being a Yankee. Gone. This is definitely one of the worst sports nights I've ever had as a fan. And I've witnessed my Giants now at 2-11, watching shitty performance at the shitty performance at the shitty performance now, and now this. Knicks defense sucks. Mitchell Robinson doesn't seem like he's anywhere close to returning. He's tweeting I got good news. You know what would be good news? If you get it back on the freaking court, all right? If you didn't get hurt every 2 seconds. That would be good news, Mitchell Robinson. Damn. This sucks. This really fucking sucks. I keep saying I just don't know where the Yankees pivot. Listen, will they be able to address the holes they needed to address easier by not getting Juan Soto? Yes. Will they have a better chance of winning? Absolutely the fuck not. Did they have a better chance of winning without Juan Soto? They made the World Series. You saw, I saw, we all saw what happened in Game 5 of the ALCS. One of the greatest at-bats in Yankee history. For nothing. For nothing. You don't win a World Series. Congratulations on your pennant, your participation trophy of winning the easiest cakewalk in Yankees history to the World Series. Congratulations. And what do you have to show for it? A terrible managerial decision in Game 1. Putting in Nestor Cortez, who had not pitched in over a month, instead of your lockdown hefty reliever in Tim Hill. So that happened. They lose. And then Game 2, they have a chance to come back. They lose that Game 2. Game 3, obliterated. Game 4, congratulations. And then Game 5, we all saw what happened in the 5th inning. That's what the Yankees have. That's what we have to hang our heads on. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I saw this coming. That's the thing. I had a feeling that Soto would be a man. You just never can prepare for this type of thing. You can never prepare to feel this way. Listen, I've set myself up. And this is kind of like, if you know me, you understand I'm a little bit negative about my teams. I'm always saying things are over. And that's just like a defense mechanism at this point in my life. It's trying to prepare myself for the inevitable. And sometimes, of course, the inevitable doesn't happen, but that's just, par for the course when it comes to overthinking. Most of the time, it doesn't happen. But when it does, you're prepared. Nothing could have prepared me for this feeling. At least it's over. At least the angst is over. But now 15 years of this. 15 years of knowing the crosstown rival got our generational player. A guy that we traded a potential number 2 starter for. And a backup catcher. Because Trevino sucked. You know what? Terrible. Much rather have Higashioka as the backup catcher. Even though, he was a free agent. They could have signed him. They didn't. I digress. The Yankees had to get Juan Soto back, and they didn't get Juan Soto back. And they're going to have to make magic here, or else you are going to have a lot of miserable, depressed fans who don't want to show up to games. I'm sure there are people in the Yankees ticket office. They're calling people. We'll be calling people in the coming weeks about renewing their season tickets, buying new season tickets. And I urge you out there, if you are considering buying or renewing your Yankee season tickets, hold out to see what this team does in free agency. Who do they trade for? Who do they replace Juan Soto with? If the replacements don't suffice in your mind, if they aren't enough in your mind to replace a generational hitter in Juan Soto, don't renew your season tickets. Don't attend games. Don't buy into anything that Brian Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner are going to sell you either way. This is a disaster. Yes, it's an overpay for Soto, and eventually this contract will look terrible. But the Yankees didn't even make a competitive offer. They were 1 year off. Again, just like what happened with Yoshinobu Yamamoto. The same effing thing. Everything you heard on Twitter was Soto was going to be a Met. Turns out a lot of these people were dead on the money. And now I'm going to try to get some sleep. Now I'm going to try to, I should meditate. You know what, as Yankees fans, let's get into meditation. That might be one thing to ease this pain and suffering. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. I don't. I seriously don't. If it wasn't Sunday night, I'd probably drink myself to sleep. For legal purpose, that's a joke. I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that. I'm not an alcoholic. I might be an alcoholic now after that news. God, I can't believe it. I can believe it, but I can't. If you're just joining now, you know it's great. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going here. You're getting my raw and instant reaction, of course, to something that happened 30 minutes ago, and I had a few minutes to process before I hopped on the live stream here. Tried to get a few people to join me. Every Yankees fan that I asked, just not willing to talk about this right now. But I guess this is something that I need to do to further enhance my skills as a sports radio host, because eventually I'm gonna have to react live to something. And CBW, you know what, CBW, you comment so much. I'm going to put up one of your comments here. Is it wrong to be enjoying this so much? Yeah. It's wrong to be enjoying this so much at the expense of me. Damn. I mean, it's not bad enough to just be a Giants fan. I'm also a Syracuse basketball fan. They suck. The Knicks have still not figured it out on defense. Who the hell knows what they're going to look like when Mitchell Robinson comes back? Syracuse football had a pretty good year. But this is what I was really looking forward to. This is what I really cared about. And I know a lot of people out there, my Yankees fan friends, are depressed, are miserable. I ask you to join me in solidarity and refuse to commit to spending a single dime on Yankees baseball until we see what the product is, what the replacement is. It is going to take a lot to replace losing Juan Soto, especially considering the fact the Yankees gave up a lot to get him in that trade. The replacement can't be Pete Alonso. It's going to have to be Christian Walker. It's going to have to be Corbin Burns. You got to get Corbin Burns. To address a lot of holes on this team. Now a spot opens up in the outfield. To make matters worse, you have no idea what's going on with center field. I'm assuming Aaron Judge moves back to right. That sucks. This fucking sucks. Yeah, I don't have any further words on this. This sucks. It sucks. I hate you. I hate you so much, Ethan Nagorski. Ethan Nagorski says, first step should be extending Verdugo. Ethan Nagorski says, how are you still going? How am I still going? I'm running on fumes here. I've been working all day. And just did the Giants podcast with Sean Morash, One Giant Step, out now. If you want something to distract you from this pain and suffering, you can listen to more pain and suffering on the One Giant Step podcast. Actually, you know what? I take that back, because the Giants lost a must-lose game today. So not all things were bad in the world of the Knicks, Giants, and Yankees fan. Amazing loss today. Amazing. Graham Gano, thank you for getting your kick blocked. Thank you. The Phillies fan, Adam Friedman, says, what happened? Your team wasn't even involved in him. So I don't know what you're talking about. You're just as bad as us. Now I have Philly fans in my comment. Get the hell out of here. I'd rather be trolled by Mets fans than Philly fans. Get the hell out of here. My roommate, thank you. Harrison Kimes says Soto is Matt. Wow, what have we been talking about the last 24 minutes? This sucks. You will always remember this night. If you're a Mets fan, if you're a Yankees fan, you'll always remember this night for different reasons. And it might be time for me to end this and get and go to a different universe, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, it's legal here in New York City, but elsewhere, maybe not. And again, sorry, Popeye, my grandpa, if you're listening to this. I don't know what the hell to say. I'm Bryce Gelman. I talk about New York sports. I sulk. I complain. I will be doing a lot more of both in the coming days, especially leading up to what could be an opening day that I'm least looking forward to in the history of my fandom. in late March, April. I don't care. I don't care. And CBW, this is the last thing I'll put up. Evan Roberts is enjoying this far too much currently. I feel, but see you this week. Yeah, see you this weekend. I feel terrible for Sean Morash, my co-host on One Giant Step, who was also the host on Evan and Teak. I plug him way too much. Why do I do this? He doesn't plug me at all. But I feel terrible for him because he is, I'm on Evan and Tiki from 2 to 6 weekdays on WFAN. He's the only Yankees fan. Maybe Tiki is, but I digress. He's going to get roasted. It's going to suck. It's going to suck. Oh, CBD, he was just on with Evan. He was. Is he off right now? Give me a sec. I'm going to see what he's up to. Give me a sec. Hold on here. All right, let's wait. Let's hold off here. Thanks, CBW. Let's see what Sean's up to. Maybe he'll be willing to hop onto my live stream. I mean, we got a lot of people in here. He can help advance his his show. Thanks, CBW. I appreciate it. Maybe he took an edible. Maybe he's trying to get high as can be. So I don't care if I can quote this or not, but this is Sean Morash's response. Bro, I love you. I'm shutting it down. I'm gonna cry. Listen, I get it. I understand. This is the reaction that I've gotten from 95% of the Yankees fans that I'm friends with. They don't want to talk it. I'm doing it because I have no choice. And I knew I was gonna do well on this. I mean, we got 1,100 viewers earlier today. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. See you this weekend too, Ross. He says season. Of course, season. Of course, season. This is pathetic. This is pathetic. It's just another terrible yeah, no, I mean, I'm trying to get Sean on this. Give me a second. Wait, we actually might get him on. We actually might get Sean on. All right, stick with me. Stick with me here. I'll let you know. We might get Sean on. I'm going to send him this link right now. Give me a second. Give me a second here. I'm going to try to coerce him into coming on and giving his instant reaction here. Give me a second. Give me a second here. This could be cinema. I'm just letting you know. I'm sending him the link. Yep, he's coming on. Give me a second. I have to plug this to all my friends. Okay. Here we go. This is about to be fun. It's about to be very miserable in here. I'm getting Sean Morash on the pod. Sleep is overrated, CBW. It's 10:50. I work at 1 o'clock during the week. I'm going to be up till 2 a.m. I'll be watching my show tonight. I usually watch one episode. I might watch 3 tonight. I can't believe this. I cannot freaking believe it. And now we have Sean Morash joining us. I texted him the link. Let's see. Hopefully he joins. He's on his phone. The quality's going to suck. The reaction hopefully will be better for all of you guys out there. Because usually Sean and I talk Giants on One Giant Step. I'm going to keep plugging it till the end of time because that is something that I could at least stomach right now. I could stomach the losing. I could stomach the excitement of potentially getting a generational, you never know, quarterback. That's a possibility, right? The Giants could be a competitor. And as I'm saying this, here he is in all of his glory, Sean Morash. What's up, Sean?
What's up, bro? Sitting here trying to enjoy the last gasp of football and just contemplate whether I'm watching baseball again the rest of my life, basically.
This sucks.
I'm being honest with you, man. Like, I fell in love with Juan Soto so much as a Yankee. Like, made them not stale and everything. This is why this one hurts. It's not even about the Met thing is part of it, but the idea of losing him, period, when you're the Yankees, like, if I didn't work in the industry, I am not sure that I would be really revved up for baseball again in April for a team that just made the World Series. I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Like that's how much this hurts me as like a fan. And I'm getting, oh, they're going to sign this guy. That who cares? The team, no matter what, is going to be worse. They just made the World Series with Juan Soto. So now that you're telling me they're going to win the World Series by losing the best approach hitter they had in the freaking lineup? No way. So
Like
is what it is.
where do they even pivot? I'm
Well,
really
they're
trying
gonna
to come to terms here.
look. They're
Who
gonna
the
get a
hell they're
big
going to
time.
go after?
They're gonna get another big time starting pitcher. Whether that's signing Burns or trading for Garrett Crochet or whatever, they're gonna do that because they can't leave the rotation this thin. Now they're gonna do something stupid at first base where whether it's Christian Walker 3 years, Pete Alonso 5 years, when in reality Aaron Judge could be their first baseman in 2 years. So they're gonna end up log jamming a position that they don't need to do because they need to replace the production. Do they go hard after Bregman at third? I guess they could do that. I mean, that doesn't really excite me. Um, yeah, I don't really know. Like, it's going to be a lot of smoke and mirrors. They're going to get I would hope, by the way, two big time bullpen arms, spend the money
Yeah.
there, go sign Devin Williams, something like that. But look, they're going to be a good team next year. They're probably going to make the playoffs next year because that's the nature of baseball and they're going to have the money to put that team together. But I mean, who's going to have confidence? Like, I think we forget because of what happened to previous years, Bryce. Like, the reason they got through the playoffs wasn't about the AL Central. It was the lineup felt different because Juan Soto brought that different approach
Yep.
to the plate. That he was
Yep.
that important.
Yep. I mean,
Judge is going to go back to being the primary guy in that lineup in the postseason.
no.
Come on.
That's the issue. That's the issue. You're paying this guy $40 million a year for the next 7 years to suck in the postseason every goddamn year. And at least you had the backup option in Soto. You don't anymore. They had him for 1 year. They had him for one. We have to live with that for the rest of our lives. We had 1 year of a generational talent, and then we lost him to the crosstown rival.
All right.
That's it.
I will make this admittance, Bryce, before I go jam my head into the wall. Maybe I'm living in the moment, and it's a long time ago, and I'm a different person than I was then. I feel more heartbroken tonight than when the Yankees lost to the Red Sox 4 straight in 04.
Oh my.
I do.
How old were you? 20? 20? Yeah, you're like 18.
No, 20. Yeah, I was in high school.
Yeah.
Senior in high school. Yeah, I feel, and I was more arrogant. I feel worse now. I don't know. Juan Soto brought me great. Juan Soto legitimately brought me great joy in like watching him every night. I just loved him. I loved him. So the Yankees teased us. It is what it is, and this sucks. But
Let me ask you this. I've got a question in here. Not even a question. Compare this to losing Saquon. Doesn't even compare. Stupid.
Oh no, but here's a big difference. This is not most Giant fans, as much as they love what Saquon did, wanted to lose Saquon because of the nature of the sport. You don't pay a running back to get hurt. Well, like him doing well for Philly stings, but no, this is far worse than losing Saquon. You're losing a guy in his prime that may only get better, and you actually won with him. Yeah, this is way different, man.
Before you crash out and leave me, how do you feel towards Hal Steinbrenner right now? Like, what do you feel about him? Because he's rumored 16 for $750.
And again, we don't know the full extent of the Yankees offer. Where like we have the amount, but we don't know when if they were going to try to sneak in the deferrals with the signing bonus. So, like, there's a lot of stuff there. Here's the way I look at it. I understand what everybody's saying. Hey, he got into the 760s. Can't say he didn't try. Like, I get that aspect of it. He still was outbid. Yeah. Period. He got close enough and still got outbid. So as far as I'm concerned, I just think it's bad optics. I hate counting other people's money, but you know what? You okayed a trade for a guy to get him here for a year, okay? With no guarantees he would sign. And I know that they wanted to sign him. Then they did not operate in season, particularly at that trade deadline, like a team that knew it only had or figured there was a good chance it only had 1 year.
Yeah.
They should have, I think, gone harder after like a Tanner Scott. I just didn't get the vibes. They did all they could to win the World Series this year, despite the fact that they made it. And the fact that next year Aaron Boone and Brian Cashman are going to be with the Yankees, but Juan Soto isn't, like, that doesn't add up to me when I get free tickets. But when I go to a game, all you spend, that's what the fans have spent. That's not right. I'm sorry. $60 for chicken buckets and you can't sign Juan Soto. Nope. No thanks.
Yep.
So that's it. That's it.
This
So
sucks.
Bryce, I'm gonna. It
Get out
sucks.
of
I'm
here.
gonna watch the rest of this game and then basically hate the fact that I have to. This is the one time I hate what my job is. Like tomorrow is the least I've looked forward to working in sports radio in my life.
Before you came on, I was explaining because I plug your stuff all the time. You know,
Right.
I've got to point out that I do podcasts with you, that you're on Evan and Tiki, and I said Sean's gonna have a tough day tomorrow because he's like the biggest Yankee fan on the fan
Brutal,
side of BT, and on
brutal.
that show. That's gonna
And it's
suck.
a weird feeling because you know what sucks about tomorrow, and I don't expect Met fans to understand this part of it. But when you work in a two-team town, like if this was Pittsburgh or Philly or whatever, everybody's going to come in with kind of the same overarching feeling of this sucks. Now it might branch off to this is how it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's showing up to work and basically half of the people there are there to party and you want to be at a funeral.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
And
Crazy.
especially on the show, not just people calling in. Like you've
Of
got
course.
you how well I heard you just went on Evan's podcast. One of
Yeah.
my listeners said that you went on Evan, on Rico, whatever the hell he calls it.
Yeah, the Rico.
And I was like, oh, I'll try to get Sean on. How was that? How was that experience? I'm sure you were a clown then too.
Yeah, I mean, I got introed as they wanted to drink tears. Pete Hoffman and just, texted me. I was like, all right, I'll hop on quick. And look, I don't blame him. I mean, all is fair and what, like, the Mets finally got a feather in their cap and their fans are experiencing something that they've never experienced that we've experienced a million times. Getting the big free agent that legitimately you were, and this is like the cream of the crop of all these free agents. So that's a
Yep.
fan base who hasn't felt that feeling. And we're a fan base that hasn't felt the feeling of how many times? Hey, whenever the Yankees really want their own player, they sign him. First time this has happened. So, look, yeah, I can't clown them for that. They have every right to party tonight. It sucks.
No, exactly. Yeah, I'm not mad at Mets fans. I wasn't here to
Right.
clown them. I don't think you're going to clown them tomorrow. I mean, you
No, it's
couldn't.
nothing I could
You
do.
couldn't.
Believe
Uh,
me, the Mets as an organization and their fans, there'll be plenty of those moments over the next 15 years, I'm sure. Let's be honest, they're not going to go on a 15-year run of winning World Series now.
they're going to win. They're going to
There
win
will
one or
be
two. They're going
there
to win
will
one or two.
we'll see. There will be other nights to clown the Mets. Tonight is not that night.
Yeah, congratulations to all Mets fans, and thank you
Exactly.
for being willing to
Thank
share in your pain, misery, and suffering with me. And
All
good
right.
luck tomorrow.
Thank
And
you.
everyone listen to One Giant Step, please.
Everyone listen. The Chiefs just went down with 4:35 left. I got to quickly live bet them. I got to go. Goodbye.
Go. See you, Sean. Sean Morash, everyone. My One Giant Step compadre and co-host. There you go. That's the state of mind that 95% of Yankees fans are in right now. I'm obviously part of the 5% because I had to fire it up. Otherwise, I'd be sitting in my bed getting you know what on such a terrible night. I'm gonna ask this question and then I'm done. Then I need to go do what I got to do. Casey says, did the 16 years versus 15 make a difference? Can you explain why they did that? No, I can't. I can't explain it, and I wish I could. More information will come out over the course of the next week or whatever the hell. It wasn't good enough. I think Hal knew that. I think Brian Cashman knew that because you heard Jack Curry, by far the most reputable reporter in Yankee circles. He said that the Yankees were growing increasingly, I don't know the exact word, but essentially concerned that they weren't going to get Soto. And I had a feeling. I had that sinking feeling in my stomach. They weren't going to get him. I held out hope. I kind of tried to reverse jinx it. I said it multiple times. I tweeted it last night. I said Juan Soto will be a Met. And guess what, guys? He's a freaking Met. He's all he cared about was money. And Steve Cohen offered him the most money. It's that simple, guys. It's that simple. He didn't care about the Aaron Judge relationship. He didn't care about the legacy of the prestige of playing in pinstripes. He didn't care about any of that. And congratulations to him. He gets to go play at Citi Field, a much better stadium than Yankee Stadium, might I add, and play for some really good fans. Fans who have been waiting for years to experience this joy. I envy you if you're a Mets fan. I do not hate you. I don't. Sean said it too. This is not our night to clown Mets fans, to sulk and to make excuses about how Juan Soto was an overpay. We know, everyone knows he's an overpay. Mets fans too. You know it. That doesn't make this any less more exciting for you. And again, who the hell cares when your owner is willing to put up that amount of money? Does it matter that it's an overpay? Do you think Steve Cohen cares with his million pieces of art? He could sell 2 paintings and buy another free agent. Who cares? Congratulations, Mets fans. Seriously. You won't forget this night, as will I. Damn, this sucks. This sucks. But I'm glad I did this. I'm glad I went live. Again, I do all New York sports. I'll be doing a lot more Yankees over the course of the next couple of weeks. As we see whatever Hal Steinbrenner and Brian Cashman have in store as a backup plan after losing out on Juan Soto tonight. This sucks. This sucks. And now wait, give me a second. We got my other roommate. Overpay comms are cope. Listen, if he signed with the Yankees, I would have told you it's an overpay. This is not cope. As I mentioned, congratulations to you, Mets fan. Congratulations to all the other Mets fans out there. I'm happy. I'm happy for you. Seriously. $755 million, whatever the hell it was. Come on. It's over. He got his pitch. So again, if he signed with the Yankees, I would have told you the exact same thing. I would have been sitting here excited, celebrating, but I would have been like, yeah, I mean, it was an overpay. What are you going to do? Generational talent. You got to do that. When two of the richest teams in sports history are running against each other in this type of situation, of course there's going to be an overpay. So it is what it is. And as a Yankee fan, I'm going to have to, drown myself in whatever I've got going on. This sucks. This sucks. This last 8 months, it sucked. Sucked. Nothing to look forward to, too. Mitchell Robinson, your only hope. If he comes back and the Knicks defense looks amazing, okay, fine. Then I'll start to get more excited. The Knicks are my team. Everyone knows that. Knicks, Yankees, Giants. Might be Knicks, Giants, Yankees now. But I'm a Knicks fan first. Knicks. MSG. Let's go Knicks. And you know what's see, if the Knicks win, then I'd say 40, 50% of Knicks fans are Mets fans. So you get that. Screw you. All right, that'll do it for tonight. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Another really successful live stream here. Again, I talk about New York sports. I host One Giant Step with Sean Morash, who just came on with me. Miserable, suffering. You're going to get that with the Giants, even though there is going to be some copium. Speaking of copium, coming up with the draft and a lot of discussions on that and Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, potential trade down. Listen. No matter however way you want to paint it, it's an exciting time to be a Giant fan with all these losses. It's the next best option. If the Giants won 6 games this year and looked terrible, it would be a disaster. And we're not getting that. We're actually getting some real Giants losses. They're not going to win another game this year. If you look at the remaining schedule, they're not. So it appears the Giants will end up with the first or the second pick. We will be discussing that in depth again with the recaps and the previews before every game, the last 4 games of the year. So yeah, I have nothing else to say. This year has just sucked in terms of sports. Sucked. All right, everyone. I will speak to you all soon. If you enjoyed this, drop a follow. If you're on X, if you're on YouTube, which no one usually is. Then please, no one is, not one person. But if you like this, if you want more of this, give me a subscription on YouTube, whatever you want to say, because more of this will be coming. More of this pain, suffering, coping will inevitably come soon. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and I will speak to you all very soon.